One of the most successful golf coaches in NCAA history, Mike Griffin led Troy to 3 NCAA Division II national championships, 1 NCAA Division II national runner-up, 9 straight appearances in the NCAA Division II national championship tournament, and 7 Gulf South Conference championships. The Trojans finished lower than 4th just once during their 9 NCAA appearances, and 32 of his student athletes earned All-America honors. Griffin was Troy's #1 golfer during 3 of his 4 seasons as a student athlete and won a pair of Alabama Collegiate Conference individual championships. Following 2 seasons on the mini tour, Griffin collected 1,581 wins during his 11 seasons as Troy's head coach. Griffin won 9 Coach of the Year honors before taking over at Auburn University in 1984. He led the Tigers to 18 NCAA regional appearances over his final 20 years and took Auburn to the NCAA championships 16 times during his 25-year career on the Plains. Griffin was named the Southeastern Conference Coach of the Year 4 times, the Region II South Coach of the Year 5 times, and was inducted into the Golf Coaches Association of America Hall of Fame in 2000. Griffin compiled a record of 1,581 wins, 642 losses, and 22 ties during his 11 seasons at Troy, and concluded his 36-year career with 4,571 victories between his time at Troy and Auburn.
I kind of formed an opinion that I'd kind of like the idea of going to a smaller school and coming to Troy. And lo and behold, look up, first thing I know, first day of summer classes, 1966, I'm in Troy, Alabama. There are 3 phases of my life, really, that revolve around Troy. Obviously, the first was as a student. And I enjoyed my time at Troy very much so, and I have remarked about this many, many times. The thing about Troy that kind of separated itself from so many other places is our instructors, our professors taught. They were teachers, and they taught us what we needed to know in the classes where we were participating. And so many institutions of higher learning today, you've got research, you've got publishing. It's like teaching is a lost art, and that's the one thing that we got as students at Troy that I still value to this day. Another phase of my life, I was a student athlete. And as an athlete, to get to Troy, there was no recruiting. It was just, like I said, I met a friend and showed up to play, and showed up on the coach's door and said, "What do I need to do?" And he said, "You did it." And there I was. Happened to come back, was overhearing a little conversation that Dr. Adams was having with some friends. And he was talking about wanting to upgrade the men's golf program, and the next thing you know, I kind of butted into the conversation, and by noon the next day, I was the new coach at Troy for the men's golf program. As a coach, I was here for 11 years and had interaction with a lot of outstanding young men. I would think you'd probably kind of revolve around the 3 championships that we were fortunate enough to win. Those were some special times. I look back on those years, and the players who were a part of that, the players who helped to lead up to that, and the players who were on the opposite end of it, trying to win another one afterwards. Those were special times, and I would say those were some of the most pleasant memories, but I would probably be remiss if I didn't say that I was fortunate enough to meet my wife while I was here too, so I probably better put that up towards the top of the list. But I would have to give the largest thanks to the players, because without the players, coaches are nothing. As far as my family, my mom and dad, obviously. My dad took me to the golf course when I was 5 years old, and I started following him around, and he had enough patience to allow me to go out there and cut and slash with him a little bit while I learned how to play. That was very important to me. Mom and Dad both made huge sacrifices throughout their life for me to give me my support and encouragement, and I will forever be grateful for that. My wife, Joyce, is something spectacular, because she really had a lot of patience with me while I was on the road recruiting, off with the golf team about at least every other week. She was a strong, independent ally and my #1 supporter, and I will forever be grateful. For my players, I probably need to apologize to them, particularly the early teams. I was pretty rough on them. Very demanding. I had high expectations of them, and I pushed them. Probably many times pushed them a little too hard. And for that, I hope they'll forgive me. But I'm also proud of them, and I want to tell them how proud I am of them for the good things that they did, not only while they were in the program as student athletes, but for the outstanding success stories that they've become since they've left school. I wouldn't trade the time that I had with them for anything in this world. And for every one of them, I'd say they're the sons that Joyce and I never had the good fortune to have.